Flashed on the streets of Coburg in the city's north, forcing police to use capsicum spray. The 7 arrested are facing charges of riotous behaviour and weapons offences.
It was supposed to be a peaceful protest here in Coburg in Melbourne's north, but that didn't last very long. The racism and anti-racism protesters ended up clashing not far from here on Sydney Road. And this is quite a busy road normally, and it's only just started to reopen now to traffic. Now, what had happened was a group from the United Patriots Front this morning left Bendigo and made their way here to Coburg when they heard about the anti-racism rally, and then both groups clashed. Now, once those groups clashed, police had to use capsicum spray. There was a large number of police, both on horseback and also on the ground. There was probably at least a couple of hundred of police, but it wasn't enough at one stage to stop the two groups from clashing and scuffling with one another. Then it just became a case of cat and mouse, with both sides trying to get around the police blockades so they could then once again start clashing with one another. So it seems that both sides really at this stage today were determined to have some sort of a scuffle, some sort of a confrontation. Now, police have made at least 3 arrests. That number could increase, and there was quite a number of people who did get capsicum spray, and they were also treated by ambulance. It's not the first time these groups have clashed. Earlier this year, there was also protests held in Bendigo against the mosque, which was to be built there and has now gained approval to be built there. And they also clashed quite violently last year in October. So these two groups do have history of fighting with one another, and this has just been another example of that. And unfortunately, police, while they did try and they were out here in their numbers, didn't manage to stop some of those scuffles breaking out.
Gloria Kalesh reporting there, and Victoria Police have condemned the violence, saying everyone has a right to protest peacefully.
You will see the footage of the violent, inappropriate behaviour, and I condemn this. I understand the need and the right for people to be able to protest and have their voices heard, and they should be able to do that. But what we can't have is this violence in our community. We saw inappropriate and often cowardly behaviour with people wearing masks and hiding their identity. And we actually believe that in these circumstances, they're not coming to a peaceful protest. People hide their identity, and I believe it makes them more violent when they're on the streets. We had some minor injuries to the public, and this behaviour is not appropriate, and the community expects more.